Breaking. Black America is under attack. And what's happening to Black Americans right now is not a coincidence. It's coordinated, simultaneous dismantling, hitting land, votes, and education all at the same time. Let's start with the land. Last month, the USDA has stopped a $300 million program that was aimed to help Black and brown farmers buy land. That program has just vanished, just gone like that. And why? The justification, DEI. They call it helping Black farmers wasteful spending and discriminatory practices. John Boyd, the president of the Black Farmers Association, has said that this administration just wants a whites-only America. Right now, there are 190 Black-owned farms facing foreclosure who needed this program to survive. And just last year, the administration has dismantled a program that was designed to help people who have historically been affected by the discriminatory practices of the USDA. This program was around for 35 years, and now it's just gone because of some ignorant jackasses in the White House. And this affects not just Black people, it affects Indigenous people and women as well. Again, citing that the reason that they're dismantling these programs that were meant to address the disenfranchisement of Black and brown people and women is because these practices are discriminatory. Since it's not common. Anyway, let's move over to the ballot boxes. According to the Brennan Center for Justice, the new redistricting maps in Texas alleviate voting power from Black and Latino voters. Since the Voting Rights Act of 1965 passed, this is the first all-out assault on voting rights for Black and brown people. Essentially turning back the clock to before the Civil Rights Movement by doing so with just a pen and a map. And in courts now, an anti-affirmative action group has sued the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation for supplying student aid and financial resources to Black students who come from a disenfranchised background. You heard that right. A group sued another group for helping a disenfranchised group. Again, stating that these practices are discriminatory. That's three fronts Black people are fighting right now: land, education, and voting rights. This is not accidental. This was planned. This was coordinated. And if we don't speak up about what's going on, it's going to keep happening. So thank you guys for tuning in. Let's be loud about this. Let's remind people that DEI does not mean Black people get to fucking run the world. It just means that we get an equal opportunity. That's literally what it is. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Please like, comment, share, and follow.
The level of determination that has been dedicated to try to ensure that Black Americans do not thrive is not by accident. And that is the reason why Black farmers are being shut out again. While the Trump administration rolls out financial lifelines for white farmers, Black farmers are being left out, overlooked, and pushed closer to extinction. And if it weren't for people like John Boyd Jr. sounding the alarm, this story would stay buried in the soil. Let's talk about history. Black farmers once owned 14% of United States farmland. Today, less than 1.3%. How, Sway? I'll tell you. Generational land theft, discriminatory USDA policies, and a long history of being denied access to the very tools white farmers receive as default. And now, in 2025, the Trump administration is doubling down, offering federal farm credits, subsidies, and contracts almost exclusively to white farmers. And they're doing it in broad daylight. John Boyd Jr. has entered the chat.
My name is John Boyd, founder and president of the National Black Farmers Association.
John Boyd Jr., a fourth-generation American farmer, is out here telling the truth.
You need to rise up and speak out now, not later, because if we don't, they're going to continue to take this country down a pathway that is going to take decades to get away from.
He says it clearly. It's not that we don't want to farm, it's that the system doesn't want us to succeed. Let's be clear. This is not about charity. This is about fairness, about access, about survival. The federal numbers don't lie. In 2021, the Trump administration handed out $26 billion in pandemic farm relief. Black farmers received 0.01% of this relief fund. And in 2025, with new rounds of credits going out, the same pattern is repeating. White farmers are getting bailed out. Black farmers are getting boxed out.
I'm looking for $5 billion in debt relief, and I'm asking the Federal Court of Appeals to reverse the decision and grant 17,000 Black and other farmers of color 120% debt relief.
The stakes are higher than food. This isn't just about crop yields or subsidies. This is about land, food justice, generational wealth, and the right to live and work with dignity. Black farmers aren't asking for special treatment. They're asking for equal footing. We can't keep letting politicians toss our people aside while offering refuge and resources to others. Not because they're in greater danger, but because they fit a preferred political narrative. If we care about sustainability, food security, or economic justice, we cannot leave Black farmers out of the conversation. Their legacy is American history. Their land is American land, and their fight deserves our full support.
I don't care what they say. I'm not going to stop fighting, and you should not stop fighting in this country.
Peace, y'all.
Good morning, TikTokers. This gentleman is Farmer John Boyd Jr. He has a farm in Boynton, Virginia. Listen to this, please. Documents from a USDA internal review that Boyd provided to the Associated Press show investigators found his operating loan requests were not processed for years, despite explicit instructions from the agency's state director. Listen to this. Just 2 generations out of being enslaved, by 1910, Black farmers had amassed more than 16 million acres of land and made up about 14% of farmers. The fruit of their labors fed much of America. Now they have fewer than 4.7 million acres. Black farms in the U.S. plummeted from 925,000 to fewer than 36,000, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture's latest farm census. And only about 1 in 100 farmers is Black. What happened? Well, they were able to overcome the broken promise of 40 acres and a mule to the newly freed enslaved, a military order later rescinded. But again and again over the last century, they faced one obstacle after another because of their race. Lenders, chief among them the USDA, often refused to give them money and often rushed to foreclose. Suppliers and customers undercut them. Laws of inheritance led to the breakup of their homesteads. Now, the government wants to make amends by providing billions of dollars in debt forgiveness for farmers of color. About damn time. But a judge has put the money on hold in the face of lawsuits filed by white farmers claiming that the program is unfair. Reverse discrimination. What the motherfuck? Oh my God, come on, white people.
arrested.
Early Monday morning, Courtney Mallory was taken into custody.
Farming while black in America.
The rancher's story, one that's taken over social media.
We don't want to become a hashtag.
Nicole, a Marine, and her husband bought Freedom Acres Ranch in 2020. The couple claiming they face repeated acts of domestic terrorism by white residents on their own property. They say their dogs have been poisoned. Numerous farm animals have been slaughtered and gutted. Residents have been trespassing on their land, running over fence posts, burning their Black Lives Matter flags, spray painting racial slurs on their land, even waving guns at them. Photos show unknown vehicles blocking the couple's property and parking on their land. Even social media posts inquiring about pitchforks and fire sticks.
Lynching us, bringing a lynching mob, having a public hanging, fire. They wanted to lock us in and set us ablaze.
Mallory said they've called the sheriff's office countless times over the last 2 years, but have gotten no action or thorough investigations.
It is in fact El Paso County Sheriff's Office that is the main reason that we do not feel safe on our property.
The sheriff's office says they've investigated 19 different complaints and have responded to over 170 calls for service at Freedom Acres. In a statement, they claim the office vehemently denies all these allegations.
We're watching. The world is watching. Get it right.
Now a coalition pushing for social justice and the couple's safety, including the NAACP.
That's ridiculous. At the end of the day, law enforcement should show up for everyone.
The National Association of Real Estate Brokers.
This is a direct violation of the Fair Housing Act.
And the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Colorado Holiday Commission.
Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
Courtney was arrested yesterday, charged with stalking, petty theft, and tampering with a utility meter. His wife charged with the same crimes. Now she paid a $2,000 bond and was released. However, Courtney was not.
It looks like a bait and switch.
Activists and concerned citizens demanding answers last night, gathering at the detention center, conducting their own welfare check. Courtney appeared before a judge today, and his bond was increased to $6,000 and was paid for by the NAACP. He should be out of jail at this hour.
And I actually just received a text. Courtney is in fact out of jail tonight. We've also learned that his neighbor was arrested last year for violating a restraining order that he took out against her. And surprisingly, those same neighbors filed a restraining order this morning against Courtney. There's a lot of ongoing and previous protective orders out at this time between these two neighbors. Of course, this is a story we will continue to follow right here on Fox 31. Erica.
Hey everybody, it's CW here live from Freedom Acres Ranch, man. We tuning in. First, I want to say everybody here at Freedom Acres Ranch is safe. You know, this past weekend there was a drive-by done here, and you know, that's a result of the sheriff's lawlessness, and that's all I'm gonna say about it. Other than that, you know, how I'm feeling, you can imagine how I'm feeling. You know what I mean? But I gotta remain calm, man. I gotta stay calm, and I just gotta stay vigilant. You know what I'm saying? Of my surroundings. More now than ever. You know what I'm saying? I ain't crazy, y'all. Not by a long shot. You know what I'm saying? My suspicions are confirmed, you know what I mean? You know, they trying to get me. You know what I'm saying? They really are. They have to try to get me. You know what I mean? You know, we still farming, we still feeding the people, we still bringing people out to the ranch, but I want people to be vigilant when they come out here. You know what I mean? You know, fear has no home here. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's sad that I gotta live like this, man. And it's just, you know, it's unfair. You know what I'm saying? And I'm asking for help. You know what I mean? I'm asking for help. You know, I'm asking for y'all out there to continue to pray for us, continue to show your support. You know what I mean? Continue to show up, continue to make those phone calls to the governor, the attorney general, whoever you think may, you know what I'm saying, make a difference, you know what I'm saying, we need to get in their ear, you know what I'm saying, and as to what's going on out here, you know what I'm saying, because I just, you know, we ain't going nowhere, you know what I'm saying, and it's because of y'all out there that we here, man, and I ask that y'all continue to stay vigilant and keep your eyes on this situation, you know what I'm saying, it's because of y'all out there that we still alive, you know what I mean, and, you know, let's do this together, man, let's battle this system together and try to seek change, you know what I'm saying, because we gonna remain positive on this end, you know what I mean, and we gonna keep farming, and, you know, farmers gonna keep saving lives, and, but we just asking for our life to be saved. We asking for our lives to be saved here. You know, we saving lives, we asking for our lives to be saved here. You know what I mean? That's all I'm asking. You know, that's all I got for y'all right now. I love y'all. Be safe out there. Continue to pray for us. You know, shop with a local farmer, support a local farmer, support Freedom Acres Ranch, www.freedomacresranch.com. And please be vigilant on this situation. Make those phone calls. You know, continue to press the issue. Black farmers matter. Black farmers matter. All farmers matter. You know what I'm saying? But definitely here in Yoder, Colorado, y'all have some farmers out here experiencing going through hell. You know what I'm saying? And it's just not even, it's unimaginable, man. The level of hate, you know what I'm saying, that surrounds me. You know what I'm saying? And it's from authoritative figures. You know what I'm saying? Sheriff Royable, you know what I mean? Get in line, man. Get it together, man. Come on out here and check these people. Do your job. I don't know no other way to put it. You know, I throw my hands up, man. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna put my hands down. I'm gonna keep throwing my hands up. I'm not gonna put them down, you know, but, you know, just, you know, pray for us, man. Keep us in your prayers. I love y'all. Be safe out there. Till next time.